All right, welcome back to another episode of the Growth Factor podcast. I'm your host, Peter Kayza, and today's episode comes from an inspirational conversation that I had with one of my clients yesterday, where we dove deep into why do we hold on. And I understand with that particular topic, like, yes, you can take it 10 different ways, but for the context of this and the purpose of this episode, I want to focus it around anger. Okay. Now, what do we actually do when we get angry? Like, what actually happens? Something goes wrong, something doesn't go your way, and you immediately get pissed off, right? With that, you need to understand that there's a process behind it. Everything that we do involves a process. Something has to happen in order for something to be triggered, in order for you to then have the experience of that emotion and put yourself through that process. I hope that makes sense for you. Have you ever noticed that you actually hold on to something, for this example, anger, for an extended period of time? How long do you actually hold on to it for? And it's actually a really interesting topic because a lot of us don't even realize that we're actually doing it. So, like, what process do you take yourself through in order for you to not only get angry, but then stay angry? Now, I understand that this might not apply for everyone because, a lot of, some people are, they're calmer, they're not as, tempered, they're not as hot blooded. I get it, right? But it's a basic general rule of thumb for anyone that does get angry. Okay. We have a tendency to hold on and keep that emotion and almost wear it like a badge of honor. Sounds stupid, right? But it's actually true. If you really break it down, we hold on to that. That's why you hold grudges. That's why you can get angry at any given time and hold that on for 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, some cases even 20, 30, 40 years. Like, you can hold on to that thing, and immediately, as soon as you get triggered from any which way, it doesn't matter. It doesn't actually have to even be relevant to the reason as to why you got angry in the first place. It could be the stupidest thing, but for some reason it triggers you, that then brings up all that emotion. It brings up the thought, which then initiates the process, and you start getting angry again, right? But have you noticed that we hold on to it for a really long, extended period of time? And it's actually ridiculous when you break it down. But why do you hold on to it? Well, something that I touched on yesterday with one of my clients, and I kind of had this like an epiphany as to something for me as to why I hold on to things, right? And why I hold on to anger primarily. For those of you that don't know, I've battled with anger for a really long time. It's unfortunately a byproduct of my environment growing up as a kid. Through my teens, my early adulthood, it was almost like a protection cloak, right? It was something that I used and tapped into whenever I felt in danger, or I would use it to my benefit. Unfortunately, and I say that with the utmost integrity. Coming from a different place, different time, it was, almost a defense mechanism, and it was a way for me to get my way due to my, environment at the time, right? Which we can touch on in a later date. But with anger, primarily for me, it's controlled a lot of my life, and I never really noticed the process that I actually take myself through. Now, as I've been on my own, my own journey of self-discovery, personal development, etc., I've started to break down how I actually get angry and what I actually take myself through. I find myself getting really frustrated and I snap really quick. But what I also have to realize, and I have realized, is that we're all fucking human at the end of the day. Okay, things piss us off. We get angry. We get frustrated. But how long and to what degree do you allow that to alter your perception and hold on to that and store it somewhere in your body and allow triggers to pop up at any given time to then take you back to that state, to initiate that process and relive that all over again? And we repeat this over and over and over again, like a habitual cycle. Like, that's why I said, like, we almost wear it like a fucking badge of honor, and it's absurd. It's absolutely ridiculous, but it's just something that we do. For me, it's something that I've done for a large chunk of my life. And over the last, 4 or 5 years, I've been working really hard on identifying it and kind of working my way through it. But I always wondered, like, why do I hold on to it? And I came up once again with this, I don't know if it's I don't even know if it's valid, really. I don't even know if it's valid, but it makes perfect sense to me. And when I explained this to my client yesterday, as I said, I had like more of an epiphany and I gained more clarity, and I actually sat with it yesterday. And I was talking to my partner, Jess, about it. And I explained it to her. I'm like, hey, does this even make sense? And she's like, yes, it definitely makes sense. You need to make a podcast about this, because it's such a, I believe it's such a, like, it's so clear and it's so relevant, right? But yet it's so simple that we just disregard it. Now, for me, what I noticed was that distraction plays a huge role. It plays a massive role. Like majority of things in today's day and age, we're continuously being distracted, whether it's an ad, whether it's something on Facebook, someone posted a picture of their feet, I don't know, but flat out, we're just constantly getting distracted and we're constantly keeping ourselves busy. And it's just part of today's day and age. Unfortunately, it can serve you, yes, but 9 times out of 10, it is really detrimental. But what I encourage you to think about is the last time that you got angry, right? How did it feel? What did you actually get angry about? Now, if you have that in mind, try go a little bit deeper. What actually happened once you got angry? And then what happened after it? Now, something that I noticed about myself is, let's say, for an example, I make a coffee, I spill my coffee, I burn my toast, fuck. First thing in the morning, fuck. My whole day's ruined, right? I get angry. But I then, from that moment, go on to do something else, okay? I check my phone. What else has happened? This has happened. Okay, Stewie's crying. My son, by the way. He's crying. He's pissing me off. Okay, wait a minute. Why was I angry? Oh, yeah, that's right, because I fucking spilt my coffee and I burnt my fucking toast. That's ruined my day. Now the rest of my day's shit. But what else have I got? Hang on, let me check Facebook. Hang on, let me check how my ads are going. Wait, did that lead reply to me? Hang on, why was I angry again? Oh, yeah, because I spilled my fucking coffee. That's right, because I got fucking my toast burnt. And we repeat this cycle flat out. And I noticed that we don't actually allow ourselves to sit with the emotion, to actually sit with the thing that got you angry in the first place. And with this, through this process, you extend the time frame of what actually happened in any given time that got you upset, which is totally fine because you are fucking human. It's okay. Even the Dalai Lama gets angry. Even Gandhi gets pissed off, or did. Okay. But how long do you stretch that out for? Right? I've noticed that, like, and for this in particular topic, my client yesterday turned around to me and said, fuck, I can get pissed off and I'll hold on to that shit for like 2 weeks, maybe even a month. I'm like, fucking why? And that's what really got me questioning this, because it's like, what happens in between that allows you, whether it's consciously or unconsciously, to sit with that emotion and stretch that shit out for weeks on end? What makes you hold that grudge or just hold on to that emotion like it's almost a badge of fucking honor? And you're like, oh, I fucking got angry. I was so pissed off 3 weeks ago because I burnt my coffee. I mean, I spilled my coffee, I burnt my toast, and it ruined my fucking day. Fuck, that was a really bad day. Damn, I'm so upset with myself. Why did I do that? Shit. And you just hold on to that. Like, it happened. Who cares? Move on. But we get so distracted from the initial event, right? Circumstance, whatever, the experience, right? We have that emotion. It triggers us. We get upset. We then distract ourselves from anything and everything, right? Doesn't matter. Something pops up. And then you go to relive that moment throughout the day, stretching that emotion, that feeling for weeks on end. But it's so detrimental, yet none of us actually realize that we're doing it. But how fucking simplistic is that, right? The simplicity of it is stupid, yet it evades us. We get angry, then get distracted and have that emotion buried deep. Then we allow ourselves to relive, extend that time, be triggered for something that was so minute, so just stupid, right? In the moment that happened, that we've allowed it and carried it with us for weeks, months, years on end. But have you actually given yourself the time to sit down with that emotion? Have you allowed yourself the time to get angry, then go somewhere, sit with the emotion, allow yourself to be as angry as you want, but then walk away and leave it and let go of it? We have this thing that we just have to hold on to everything. And the reason why I touch on the, I use anger as the example, because we all get angry, yet we hold on to this thing like, fuck, that time I was so angry. Like, who gives a shit? Now, for me saying this, it's actually a really big deal for me to be able to come out here and talk about this, because I suffer from anger flat out, right? I've been suffering it for a large chunk of my life. And as I said in the beginning of this podcast, the reasons why are prominent, and I've been working towards it for a really long time. But what I also have understood that I'm a human being, and I'm going to experience emotions. I'm going to experience ebbs and flows, and that's just part of being human, right? But how we hold on to that is completely dependent on the individual. You make a conscious choice, a conscious decision to hold on to that rather than to let go. So this is what I explained to my client yesterday, and this is what I'm currently doing right now. Okay. Now, what happened yesterday? We just moved from Queensland back to Melbourne. Okay. We've sent our cars down. We've got 2 cars. We sent them down. They said it was going to be here next week. And they then yesterday when we called up, we asked about it. They said it was going to be like a month. I got so pissed off. Like, you don't understand. I seen red, literally. Don't know why, but I just seen red. And it was immediately after this call with my client, and I then had the chat that just broke the news to me, and I just got so angry after having this conversation. And I just thought, you know what? I'm going to go sit with this. So I went and jumped in the car, another car that we got here. I went and jumped in the car, and I was about to go gym, and I allowed myself 10 minutes. Okay. I sat with the emotion for 10 minutes. I got so pissed off. I was cursing everyone. I cursed the lady that sold us on this, the people that are transporting it, the circumstances of, the floods and all. I cursed everything. I cursed everyone. I hated everything and I hated everyone in that moment. But I allowed myself 10 minutes. Now, I don't know exactly how long it took. It takes about 8 minutes to get to the gym, but within a very small amount of time, and just letting that frustration out, just letting it go, and just venting it all out, there was nothing left. And by the time I started the car and left and went to the gym, I was cool with it. I was like, you know what? Actually, this does serve its purpose, because now I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, X, Y, and Z to accommodate this, and it's all good. It's not a big deal. Like, who cares? And it was just gone. I didn't feel angry anymore. I didn't feel upset. I didn't feel like I was robbed. I didn't feel like the lady pulled the wool over my eyes. I didn't feel like I got sucked into something. Like, I didn't feel like that anymore. I just didn't feel it. And it was such a light bulb moment for me, because it's like, wow, I had that kind of, that light bulb went in my head. I had that epiphany with the client on the call, which I then later confirmed with my partner, which then she then broke the news to me, which put me right in the thing that I just spent the majority of my call, with my client, teaching him about. And I got to put that into use immediately. And it fucking works. It fucking worked. Like, there was nothing left. Once I'd allowed myself that time, there was nothing left at the end of it, which was fucking incredible. It was so good. So this is what I encourage you to do. Okay. Either think back to when you were last angry, something that really pissed you off, right? Or the next time something really gets under your skin and really pisses you off, I just want you to do this simple exercise. Okay. Keep the emotion. Now, this does require the awareness. It really does. Because sometimes when you get angry, you just say red and nothing else exists but the thing that really pissed you off, right? It does require, a level of awareness. But as you use this, it's going to continue to grow and cultivate, and you're going to be able to catch yourself in the moment like I did yesterday, which was really, really good. Okay. So next time you get angry or something that pissed you off just recently, I want you to go and sit with the emotion. Okay. Go into a room, go to somewhere quiet. If you're out, go sit in your car, you're at a park, whatever. Okay. Put your timer on your phone for 10 minutes. All right. Put your timer on your phone for 10 minutes. And within that 10 minutes, you are going to unleash. You're going to get so pissed. You're going to let everything out. You can just spit straight venom. Okay. You can just spit straight venom. It doesn't matter. Just curse whoever, curse whatever. I don't care. Just let it out. But know that once that buzzer goes off, once that 10 minutes is up, you leave it. It's done. You walk away. Okay. You continue on about your day like it never happened. You've got 10 minutes to unleash. And I guarantee you, you will not use that whole 10 minutes. It won't happen. If you do, congratulations. You can wear that as a badge of honor. But it will not take 10 minutes. You've got 10 minutes to just get so pissed off and just let it all out. Once that buzzer goes off, you let it go. It's done. And the interesting thing about when I did this yesterday is in that 10-minute time frame, I actually started to collect positive evidence. I started to collect evidence that was positive about what just happened. So once I was done letting all that anger out, there was nothing left for me to be upset about. So what happened? I started to draw in and cultivate all the positives for it. And this is the thing. A lot of people, they say, oh, just let it go in the moment. Like something pisses you off. Oh, just let it go. It's not a big deal. Cool. That's great. I'd love to get to that stage, but right now I'm not, right? I'm just being super transparent. I'm not. I get pissed off and I hold on. Okay. But eventually you get to a stage where within that 10-minute process, like what happens when the tank's empty? What happens when your tank's empty in your car? Car doesn't run anymore. I believe the same rule of thumb applies with your anger or any emotion that you've got, right? For this example, okay, for the context of this conversation, we're going to use anger, right? What happens when that tank is empty? Nothing. You got no more fuel to burn. It's done. For me yesterday, what happened? I was done. So what did I allow to come back in? Just positivity. Don't know why it happened. It just happened that way. So I encourage you, the next time you get angry, sit with the emotion. Allow yourself the time. Take 10 minutes to sit with the emotion. Get as angry as you want. Curse whatever you want. Punch your pillow. Scream. Bite something. I don't know. Whatever you do when you get angry, do you. But once that bell goes off, once that alarm goes off, you're done. You let it go. You walk away. And I'm telling you right now, the sense of relief I got yesterday from the moment that I heard the news to 10 minutes later after I sat with it was incredible. It was just so freeing. This process was so freeing for me. And I know it's going to benefit you. If anger is something that you struggle with, 150%, this is going to benefit you. Just play full out, allow it to do its thing, sit with the emotion, let it out, and then move on. So that's all I've got for you today. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you want more content on a frequent basis, feel free to follow me on Instagram at Kayza, or on Facebook, Peter O. Kayza. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Much love and peace to you all.